Hey everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. It's been a while since we made one of these, Alex.
Yeah, probably have been a little bit too long, but hey, we've been busy for reasons that I'm sure you know, but we are back with some useful information, hopefully.
Yeah, so we kind of want to talk generally about just having that plan in case something happens on the immigration front. As you know, there's like tons of raids all over the country. And today ICE was at MacArthur Park in Los Angeles with military vehicles. The mayor was there, so a lot going on.
Definitely.
But it's stressful and it's terrible times. We understand, but perhaps now's the time. Not perhaps, really, now's the time to kind of make that plan B to get yourself situated just in case you have to defend yourself in court.
Definitely, right? So, I mean, if you're here without status, you are vulnerable. That's just the way it is right now. Even if you have some type of status, I mean, putting maybe U.S. citizens aside for now, if you're a permanent resident with some kind of criminal record, you're somewhat vulnerable as well. And as Ali was saying, I mean, if you get detained, it's hard, for your family to locate you a lot of times when you're detained, find out what detention center you're in. And then also you're going to be placed in removal proceedings, and the detained docket moves fairly quickly, or very quickly. And so it is difficult. It's not impossible, but it gets infinitely more difficult to maybe support the case that you need to hopefully get an approval while you're going through that process. So we think it is wise, perhaps, that again, if you're part of that vulnerable group, to get ahead of the game a little bit. Don't wait until something happens to call an immigration attorney. You can, that's fine. But one thing you can do is you can consult with reputable immigration firms or attorneys and see what reliefs of removability might be available to you or a family member if someone was to get detained and placed in removal proceedings. That way you can kind of, maybe start gathering some documents, for example, a cancellation of a removal case. I mean, listen, the first step is to try to get someone out on bond. That even takes a lot of supporting documents to file a bond kind of hearing or filing. So, again, there are ways to be proactive and not just kind of sit around and hope that something doesn't happen.
Yeah, and the way to be proactive is like Alex said, hire an immigration attorney that you have a relationship or you want to hire, and then have that person at least complete the preliminary steps of defending you in court. The cancellation that Alex just mentioned, for example, the minimum requirements are that you have 10 years solid in the United States, that you have a qualifying relative, being spouse, child under 21, mom, dad, that's a U.S. citizen or resident, and that you can prove in court that your possible removal, would cause extreme and unusual hardship for the qualifying relatives. Well, all of that takes documentation. For example, I was talking to a potential client today on a consultation. He was taking care of his elderly parents, and the elderly parents have medical issues, they have financial issues, they have all kinds of issues that if this guy were to be removed from the United States, those two U.S. citizens would be up the creek. So that's critical information for us to gather at this juncture before perhaps there is a detention or there's anything. So there's tons to be done. Use this time proactively, efficiently, productively, positively, to really win the case at the tail end of things.
Definitely. And I mean, I completely agree. And just to reiterate, I mean, you don't even necessarily have to hire before something happens, but it's wise to probably consult for sure at the very least. Well worth your kind of time and money. Good immigration do charge a little bit for a consultation, but again, provide you with some useful information of what can be done in order for you to prepare if something were to happen type deal.
Yeah. All of that. So we wish you all the best in these really difficult times. We share your pain, definitely. So definitely hang in there. This will pass. It's a storm that we're in, and it will pass. It always does. And we're here to help. If you need help, just contact us, and we're there.
Yep. Have a good rest of your week. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.